So this song is a song that I did with Last Youth. It's called Bullet to the Brain. And I believe it was the title track off their EP that they released this year in 2020. Great year. So this song, it actually has a little intro that we recorded with it. And so there's like this kind of like chime loop. It's going back and forth. And probably one of my favorite sounds is this harp, and it's got a reverse reverb, or there's these reverbs in Logic that actually have rhythms to them. So you'll hit one note and reverbed versions of it will pop off, and sometimes they're like a little bit pitchy and stuff, and they sound really cool. So those... There's like all these little sounds start coming through. And then there's weird talking that's in it, which was actually Josiah, the singer, talking in this high-pitched voice and just saying random stuff. And we just thought, he kept doing it in between takes, and we thought it was funny, so we just took it and kind of pitched it and put it into the song. And then you have his actual vocal that's going down below. So it has this intro, and then everything changes, and it comes in with this wild guitar riff. I'll play that transition in 1 second, but I think he came up with this riff, and it just sounded like rocky, but we wanted to make it sound kind of like that more indie, kind of dirty sound to it. So there's a bunch of guitars happening. And then this huge drum beat comes behind it. And the vibe just changes entirely, which I loved. These little white noise things come in. But I loved this beat. It has this snare that had this, almost like a whip crack in it, a little bit of swing to it. That was cool. So when the chorus hit, we needed a different element. So I added this projector reel, actually, that was going in the background. And it kind of has that little triplet feel. Kind of changes it up a little bit. And we needed the bass to sound even bigger than it already was with all those guitars. So we added all these synth layers. Add the guitars in with that. So at the end of this chorus, some more guitar layers come in. It's like bendy lead. So the second verse also has a little bit of a change in it, because we don't want to repeat exactly the same what happened in the first verse. So guitar riff changes up. It kind of chills out a little bit more. But we wanted to bring that voice back in and have it chill out. So I loved how the guitars kind of slide here. And we also wanted this chorus to sound huge, so we added all these like these kind of gang vocals going on. So there's that one in there. And it's got some singing in it as well, and they're all committed, so you can't see all of them, but. But we had great vocal performance in this. So the vocals really, there's not much in it. There's just this main and this double going, and then we wanted to not overlayer the track in areas. We wanted it to have these like emphasized sections. So the vocal stays kind of minimal and then has these big chants that come in. And then this bridge is also a huge favorite of mine, because it goes down to nothing, and we got the guitar that sounds so intimate here. and it brings that vocal back in and that harp. Just real small for this last part to kind of get that intimacy going again. And then it kind of builds back up, kind of show the emotion in the song more here. There's also that click in the background. Don't remember what it was, but just kind of cool found sound thing. And this last chorus, we want it to have this big gap in it. So there's no better way to emphasize that other than just removing everything that we've got in there and just letting that vocal hit one more time and just try and drill it into people's heads. But this song was weird, making something that sounds so rocky, but also kind of that indie pop at the same time. But we ended up adding a ton of cool sounds. I love all of the design and things that we made in this. So that's a breakdown of Bullet to the Brain by Last Youth. I go to war for you.